Hello and welcome. Right, we are live and we are going to be doing some bits and pieces to, well, the carousel is what's on the list for today. So we are going to basically see how bad it actually is because, of course, well, it broke a long time ago and I haven't had the stomach to try and look at what actual damage was done. But because it's the base, I think it might be a full rebuild. So if it's going to be a full rebuild, well, that'll just be a right swine and we'll just wait and see what happens with that. So good evening to everybody. We're going to be here for a little while. Of course, we've got the Lego website up and running in the background, so we can do some different bits and pieces on that as well. And we'll be using the Lego website, obviously, for the instructions and stuff like that. But how is everybody feeling after going back on a rather dingy, dirty Monday morning? Let's be honest about life. So Ultra Bricks, good afternoon, evening to you. DJI, hello to you as well. Hopefully everybody is okay. And this doesn't go too badly, he says. So let's take a quick look at the new bits and pieces before we crack on with the repair. Pumpkin is being extremely naughty. I don't know what she's getting up to. So there's a new set out, isn't there? There's a new set out, and I think Pumpkin would be jealous, to be honest, because it is, isn't it? So the new set that is out today, is that a ginger? Is it ginger or is it brown? Is that a ginger cat? That looks more gingery, doesn't it, than brown? Orange. There we go. So now you can just select your colour. So you've got them in the tux, or you have got it in the orange. And you can see you've got now a choice of 2, and Times Points is still running. I thought Times Points finished on Sunday, but clearly not. Why, hello there to Sean at the Black Ship. Living the dream, Sean. Hopefully you are okay. I am very confused as to what Pumpkin... I don't even know where she's gone. I can just hear her climbing about. So same price, different colour. So if you're a fan of these, then obviously it's going to be few. It's identical, just a recolor. That's all it is, which, to be fair, they can do every 2 years if they want to, because there's all different bits and pieces they could do with the cats. I think it's a nice looking thing. I didn't get the other one, but if you're a fan of these, then obviously that is going to be for you. And of course, there is the new dog that is also on its way out. But I think that's it. I think that's the only thing that's come out today, isn't it, with regarding new stuff? I don't think there's anything else other than that. I don't think so. So we've got the turtles, we've got all the other little bits and pieces. Yeah, it's just Winnie the Pooh in that. So, yep, that's it. And as easy as that. Nothing too exciting. Brickable World, good afternoon or evening now, isn't it? Good evening to you. Hopefully you are okay. So DJI again, yep, that's it. So there's a poll running as normal, isn't there? There's a traditional, we will keep it going. What theme for building experience is worse? Technic, big Marvel sets, Star Wars. Simple as that. Who is going to pick what for a building experience? Harry Potter has nothing at the moment. Star Wars 25%, big Marvel sets at 25%, and Technic is at 50%. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. I also want to try and find a new home for that big thing just there as well, because I don't like the fact it's hidden, and I am thinking of bringing it around a little bit further afield, and I'm actually tempted to tuck it underneath the 8080. So I'm tempted to have the mouse of it. Might as well do it and see what you guys think. So I don't know whether, because this thing's obviously so big, I can have it underneath and have it as a bit of a crisscross like so. What do you think? Because I can put it on different colour base plates. I can have the Jurassic Park gates just there as well. What do you reckon? I literally moved it about 5 minutes before we went live. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what pops up. I'm a big fan of this set, so I think it looks beautiful, and we'll see what it does. But yeah, you know how big this is, so you can just tell now how big that thing is. Yeah, so I've got the Jurassic Park gates. That is something else that needs to be rebuilt. So I'm going to have a look at the carousel. If it's absolutely knackered, I might just jump into the gates. The haunted house needs a bit of TLC, so that'd be another thing that needs going. A lot of these are battered just with how stuff gets dropped on them and cats jumping around and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I don't know. With news of potentially another one of these coming out, I'm still confused what to do on this back table, basically. So I'm not too sure. I just don't know what to do on the back table. The gates look great, and the gates are over in that corner. And yeah, I've just got to figure out what's going to happen with them. And yeah, Bowser needs doing, but the problem is I don't know where to put them. This is my issue at the moment, because I put the arms on Bowser, and then well, it'll just stay there. I don't know what to do, because this thing here is going to go in the far corner. Then I'm going to tidy up the bits and pieces from the middle. A little bit more space on this bit. That back table where the T-Rex was, I'm going to throw it at the top of the Calax. That's going to be extension for like a snowy ice scene for Ninjago. And then the table to my right-hand side is going to be for all the temples and things. So, yeah, it's just making sure that I have space for this. And I think it would be, I don't know if it would work there or not, to be honest. I don't know if I could put the gates against the yellow wall and whatnot, because I don't know. I don't know. So, off the front of the truck, which what, my own truck? I could give that a go. But yeah, this is where we're at today. So this is knackered. I've got to get the instructions up. I've got all these different bits that have all fallen apart. So I thought, well, I'll see what happens with this. My problem is I think I'm going to have to strip this down to actually rebuild it, because nothing works anymore. Like the piece that spins around just doesn't work. It's so flimsy. So I've actually put it on another base plate to move it. But if I pick, I mean, look, it's another bit that's just ran. It just wants to come apart. It's one of those sets where you can't really do too much with it, and every single bit is just wanting. It's just asking to be taken apart. But I just don't know if I can figure it out or not, because that's in by Technic pins. That's the thing, when you put Lego and Technic together. There we go. So that's another bit that's knackered. So the thing is, I don't know how well it's going to go back together. I don't know if this is a silly thing to attempt. I'm not really feeling it tonight, but it's a full Technic thing underneath, and the wheels go around on the Technic base. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll do what we can. I would like to get it working, and basically hope for the best. Yeah. So Sean is not a happy bunny on the new pricing, for the rumored pricing, obviously, for the new Harry Potter set. 2,000 something pieces, isn't it? A lot of money as well. So you're looking at about £1,500 now, all in, for a completely castle. So it's expensive. It is expensive. So yeah, not exactly ideal for those people that are collecting that kind of thing. But no, for me, I'm just making a bit of space for the Ninjago bits and pieces. Want the dinosaur that's behind me. I don't want that underneath a table, really. I think it's such an impressive looking thing to see. And if there is another one coming, but then I just don't know where that thing can go. I don't know where that can go. So you can see it for tonight. I'll leave it like that, so it's on show, and then I'll figure out exactly how. So I don't know if this clips on, if it clips on top of the Technic bits, or yeah, it's a great. That's the problem, isn't it? It's a display. The only thing I can think of is making it as an actual museum piece, which I can get away with. And again, I can use that for Ninjago, which is great. I can do like a hybrid display with the T-Rex and use the Jurassic Park gates over with the more greenery type thing, so it looks like they're going into Jurassic Park, and just have the skeletal dinosaurs or the skeleton dinosaurs in a separate place, because I was watching this last night, and there was a break-in at the History Museum. Let me find it for you, just so you guys and girls know what I am actually talking about, obviously. Let's have a look. The Stone Army episode, I do believe. I do believe is what it is. Is it that one? Yeah, it could be. So what? I find these websites, they're fantastic, but they've got so many adverts on, it's horrible. It is, yeah, Stone Warriors is exactly it. Stone Army, I think it's called. So I've got it up on the screen now. Look, I've actually found it. So we're this, but I'm just trying to share it with everybody. So basically, long story short, there's an episode in the museum where everything comes back to life, but the bits that, and they're all different skeleton stuff. And then they go into another room, and it looks very, very similar to big dinosaurs that are in there, from way, way, way back when. But this thing is so big, it would, like, I could probably get 2 or 3 of them on a table, but I would have to put a really nice path all the way around them. But it would need to be in a different position to how it is now. So what I'm thinking ish is loop coaster, carousel in the back corner. So obviously you've got the theme parky bits and pieces. And I'm going to just, if I can, move all the Marvel down the table. And if I can free up a width of a table, I might be able to get that on the edge. But I don't know. Mark, hello to you. Yes, so DJI says, wasn't it like a season in Ninjago Series 2? Correct, with the museum with the Stone Warriors. Yes, indeed. And that was, and they actually were jumping all over the big things, weren't they, that were in there? So they had one facing one way, one facing the other. So if there's another one coming, I can just recreate that, have all the ninjas around it, and just use it as a hybrid display, which would be quite nice, because I do think it's too nice to put under the table. I could put the Jurassic Park gates underneath the table, I guess, because I could quite easily put that with a bit of greenery and whatever else. The gates are very, very nice, but because that's going to be ice and this side's going to be all water. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm actually thinking, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because of my ceiling height. I would like to push I could push the Daily Bugle and the Avengers Tower back and have a whole 2 tables of length of Marvel, and then bring the other bigger stuff in front of it. It would work absolutely fine, but I can't. So it's not ideal. Let's see what I can find. Anything I can do to actually get away from trying to attempt to build this. I'm not in the mood to try and put this together at all. They've got pictures of the Stone Army, but I don't know if they've got pictures of the actual museum. Not too sure. Yeah, so I could do a hybrid display, but I don't know. Let because it is. I'm going to show it off. You haven't really seen it on the stream, have you? So let me move that over. It's just so detailed. It's ridiculous. And it's massive. Absolutely massive. So it's just what display can I make out of it? Because, I mean, look at it. It does look, I think it looked great. I think that this was my favourite builds last year as well. So they are going to do another thing, but the tail is so big. So big. There's a lot of flex in it, look. So you can bend it, like zigzag it round if you wanted to. But yeah, if I could have it on display all the time, and it was over to my left or behind me. No, it wasn't hard to build, and it wasn't repetitive to build either, really, because it's the same parts usage, but it's all slightly different ways they tell you to put it together. So it was quite nice. The actual base was fantastic. How it all came about. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want it on the floor. There's stuff that I could easily put down there if need be. So I could to be fair, I could put Potter down underneath here. I can create a lot of space if required. But I just don't know. But I'm just looking at how much this is taking up space-wise on this table right now. So if that went on a table like this, and it went just there, it doesn't actually take up that much space with regards to the actual base. So I could make a nice display of it that way. Yeah, I could. But then it's just a case of, do I do it behind? I'm not going to move the Death Star, obviously, because that would look nice up there where the Death Star is. But yeah, I don't know. It's really annoying because I started to do one thing, and now I want to expand the Ninjago stuff, and the stuff that I've just recently done, I don't think it's really going to work. I'm just going to have to pull a lot of the stuff out, hide a lot of the stuff, I think, and then the stuff that I want on show, make a completely fresh display with it, I guess. But this would be one of those things. Potter could quite go in the bin, yeah. Yeah, either one would do me. Ultra Bricks, either one would do me. That's another reason why I'm thinking about this now, because this is big, and if the next one's going to be just as detailed, I think it will be really very nice. Because it could go against the yellow wall. It could really go against the yellow wall if it wanted to, and I could have just the dinosaurs up on this bit. The haunted house potentially could just go somewhere else. I don't know. I've always quite fancied the haunted house and the Lord of the Rings eyeball to be quite close together. It's all part of like a haunted theming. So there's potential I could do a different type of land, all on fire, lava, black graveyards, and all that kind of thing. But no, this needs something. So I need you guys to pick your brains, really. Where in this room can this be a focus point? And then everything else, unless I just leave it here, it's just my mascot. So every time I do a live stream, it's just us two. We could just be mates. But no, this is one of the most impressive builds, because do we know when the next one is even going to come out? Do we know the month? Do we even know the month of when it's going to come out? Oh, the joys. The joys. But yeah, you've got nice detailing on the legs, big old length on the tail. Yeah, it is very impressive. But yeah, I could have it like, I either have it side on like that so you can see the tail, or there is actually room. There is room to have it. If I move some of this track, he says. I'll be messing around with train track and all sorts of stuff. So, May, beautiful. So it could go like that, possibly, but I don't know if it looks as good forward facing. It does fit there, but I don't know. What do you think? What do we think the best placement is for that? I don't know. Honestly, it's annoying. It's too hidden over there. I don't mind that being all like the icy snow stuff because that's where the winter stuff is. But yeah, I don't know. Right. Let's find this carousel. I'll tell you what, you type in keywords and they give you some very weird stuff. The instructions, I've just typed in fairground just to see what will come up. I've got an airplane, a bulldozer, a police car garage, and Star Wars sets. Why? Right. Building instructions for the carousel. Try that again. Try that again. May. Where are we? Struggling to find the instructions, man. Not exactly ideal, is it? I did have them up, but I closed the page off. Start looking for the 10257 is what I'm looking for. Let's just try that. 10257. There we go. Okay, right, I can share this with you now. Let's have a look. So this is what this thing looks like. It's a chunky booklet. It is a chunky booklet. It looks like once it's downloaded. Here it is. So you can see in the background of this one, there was an Easter egg a long time ago for a swing, like a swing thing, you know, where the rope comes out and it spins round and round and round and round. They've never done it. And obviously they have done other ones since. Now, normally they're little sort of Easter egg type things that they do kind of come about because they've done a drop tower for the haunted house. But no, I don't know what that's all about. Near pumpkin walking about. There she is. You going? Join this way. Yes, hello. Causing trouble. Right, so let's go to the bottom of the back of the instruction booklet just to see what is on here, and then because they've given us a double loop coaster, so they put a tease in for a roller coaster, and they've given us the Ferris. There's obviously the Ferris wheel that's available as well. So they've done a form of coaster, but not similar, I guess. They've given us a double loop, but they haven't given us the thing to the left-hand side. And I was hoping we were going to get another big amusement park set this year, but it just seems to be that we're not going to. And that looks like it. So that is a sack of turd, isn't it? They've given us absolutely nothing in the back of the instruction booklet. Anything else? Motorize it. Now, hang on. Might let them off once we get through the parts. We might, he says, be able to see. No. Right, so that's how this should look like. And mine looks absolutely nothing like that. But can I make the base up? Have I actually got all the pieces for that? And let's figure that out now, shall we? So there is corner, 2 corner, 3. I'm assuming it's four curvy bits that we're going to have, which I've got. We've got some more green attached bits. I'm just making sure I haven't got any plates that are missing. That was the easiest way of doing it. This is why I don't want to try and start to take this apart, because it is literally all a Technic shell underneath. So to try and strip this all down will be nigh on impossible. As I'm literally taking the bits off the top of the Technic to get to the Technic, which should be in the right place anyway. It's just these green plates is what I need to keep my eye on. And once I can get because this bit here, this bit looks like it's the main shaft is supposed to be in first by the looks of that. But this bit that I pulled out, you can clearly see where that is on the instructions. But that's my issue. Look, I've got more bits falling off than I have on the thing at the moment. Where underneath this is the Technic bit to it. This could go horrendously. I would just end the stream if this had a crash. Is that for there then? I'm assuming. Yeah, it's gonna be. Just getting all of these bits back on. That's how I don't understand how to. I don't know how to actually do it without. Technic and Lego should be banned as a system because it is a royal swine. Right, that's the bit that slides in there. Right, you can safely say I found the hole because I'm now spinning. So I've done a thing. We have done a thing. So this thing here, look, now will see that, isn't that pretty? So I've done a thing and it spins to a point. It's just the rest of the base is all off. But this isn't actually attached together. That's the only downside to my plan, because I don't know how to slide the bits back over the top. Well, there you got 1 base, 2 base. It's all about that base. Any ideas for this, or should I just throw it away? Should I just do it again when I'm in a good mood? I am not having a good time doing this at all. I put this one off the longest because it's horrible. Probably should have had some food before I did this, to be fair. Right. So if I spin that round that way, I've now got the base facing the correct way. So that should, right, that clips in and onto itself on that bit. So that's a piece we put in. We've done another thing. Now I'm assuming this bit should do the same thing. So that should. Maybe not. Balls. Balls, balls, balls. Oh, it's vile. It is. I just can't be bothered to strip it all down to get back to this point. Because it's everything else is absolutely fine apart from the base. Because even now, if I go to move it with the bits that I've just put back together, those bits will just want to fall off because, well, you can see, there you go, look, it's starting to fall off already. So it's not the, you just got to pick it up very carefully. I learned too late just to put it onto an actual base plate. And that way it's much, much, much more sturdy. But underneath, everything else is fully attached, apart from, of course, some of these bigger green bits, and I can already tell that I'm missing some of the green bits because I think they're down, probably down there. So might be a non-starter, to be honest. Might be a non-starter. That's what I want. Right, I've got all 4 of those off. But my problem is I don't know which one's supposed to go where. This one's full of stuff. So that one went roughly there. That one went roughly on that bit. That one went roughly on there. We are missing tons and tons of those things. That can't be right. I love doing things in reverse. It just makes everything much harder. It makes it like a 21 plus then, doesn't it? Rather than a 18. So how many bits of individual plate is there? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I have got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh. I am missing quite a lot of plate then. That has definitely been put in a box by mistake somewhere else where it shouldn't have been. Oh, balls. Balls, balls, balls. Oh, we know the news. Good. That's all right then. Let's have a look at that. Let's get off this. This is doing my absolute Sweden. That can go away for another. It'll go away for another day, I think. Yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. I've got the coasters. I've got the other little bits and pieces. That is the plan. But if that happens or not, that's another thing, isn't it? So we just have to wait and see what happens with that. But let's have a look. Let's get off this. This is just silly. It's just not going to work. So absolute fail with that. So line dance giveaway. Right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at that. I still think it's a really nice thing. 40915, isn't it? Bricklink. $40915. There it is. There it is. Didn't take long for them to get put on there. So this is your delivery. Yeah, because I went to order something and missed out on it. I've had a great year so far with regards to getting orders in and doing other bits and pieces. So that was a complete fail because I went online to order the temple. I was going to order this is a while back, obviously. And I didn't because this sold out. And then since then, I haven't got anything else. But no, this is a nice looking set, Ultra Brick. So hopefully you can. What are you going to do with yours? Have you got an idea? Have you got any of the Chinese New Year spring lantern bits and pieces? There's a lot of them available, isn't there? A lot of them available. But no, it looks smart enough with this. I think it is a beautiful thing. Obviously, 4 figs it comes with as well, doesn't it? Yeah. Like the box artwork, and of course we saw the Death Star last night of what that looked like, and it was going to be very, very good indeed. So yeah, I think it's going to work well in a display. Let us know, Ultra Bricks. Let us know what you're going to do. Let us know what you're going to do with it. I'm currently eyeballing this thing, just looking at it like, what's supposed to go at the top? Of all the sets I could have picked to repair, this is definitely not going to be one of them for a good while. Should have done the shadow box, shouldn't I? I should have done the shadow box door instead. That's what I should have done. I might pivot. I might do that instead. Yeah, it is a really nice giveaway. It is a really nice giveaway. Should I attempt the shadow box door instead? Because I'm not doing this. Or something else. I've lost the will to live with this before it even started. But yeah, the plan is going to be one big old theme park overall DJI. That is the plan. That is the plan for this. So it's basically focus point Ninjago backwards and adding in the rides as we go around. But I'm limited to where the certain things can go. So, but this is going to go in the far corner, so I'm going to have a back wall of rides. Yeah, Shadowbox sounds much more interesting, doesn't it? Because that's absolutely ballsed up as well, by the way. So we'll do that instead. Well, at least I've done a thing. Look, I've added a golden flag at the top, so we've done a thing with that. So that's all right. I've just realised I'm in grey on grey as well, which I must have got dressed in the dark. Right. I will shadow box. Good call. Right. Okay. We'll put all of these in a safe place, which means somewhere on the floor, and basically hope for the best. I will have to take a picture of this shadow box and put it as the screen grab so people understand that that's now what we're doing. Right, that can go up on there. Empty my pockets. Where are those pieces? Right, that's one of them. It's a big thing, look. It is a big, big thing. Oh, pumpkin is in the way. I wonder what's going on. Not helpful, pumpkin. Not helpful. I've now actually got to try and get it off as well. This is why everything breaks. Because what I do, I have to move everything. It's stating me all in one pajama tracksuit. What's all this about? How am I going to get this down? That's the top of the box. Gone well. What was that? No, Catwoman. Catwoman. There we go. Right, do this instead. Because it's the door on this, so the actual internals of this is really good, to be honest. It's just the actual door. I don't know if I ever built the door correctly or what, but yeah, I don't know. Give it a quick clean as we go. Oh, you know what the shadow box is? It's like it's basically this. It is Batman, is what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. But again, I want a home for this, and I haven't got a clue where this can go. They've all had a tough life. Just silly. So we have got part of the door, and then we've got the next part of the door, which you can see. That's lost forever. That's the next part of the door, somewhere along here, which is basically guessing. And then there's another bit that goes across the bottom. So that's this. But it's because I do all the reviews with them and I move them in and out so many times, and they're not really meant for that. That's the problem. So let's have a look at this. Have a look at this door. Just here. So because that's the bottom ish, minus the piece, which is the bit that just hung off, I think. So I'm gonna need to. I've got all the bits for these things. It's just because that should just fully close. I've got a clue. I've not got a clue. I'm not stripping this down to redo it because I can't be bothered. Oh, do you think I should trade myself with a Chima set to get a Mandalorian robot walker thingy? My friend got one. Is it any good? What the What are you talking about? The 8080 or the 80ST? It shuts. I've done a thing. We've got the thing to actually close. Fantastic. Only the top will go on that easy. That isn't going to happen, is it? Because I think this was probably one of the builds of the year for me. Rickus, how are we? Good evening to you. Hopefully you are okay. We are changing tactics and actually repairing other things this evening because that carousel was annoying. Yeah. The broken sets, I just can't be bothered. Yeah, exactly. But no, this is absolutely pucker apart from this bit up here. Because there's a grey bit, there's a grey thing just there. And that bit is in the wrong place. So everything else, look, is in. Nice, isn't it? So all of that is all neat and tidy. That's all solid. Possibly I need a curve in there. Something went ping. I don't know where it went. But no, all the inside, it's all fine. So yeah, the inside of thing. But again, this thing is massive. But I would kind of like to have this on display as I'm looking at it right now. So you can see that bit through it, and I think it would look quite nice as a actual display. But it's just so big. So any ideas where I can put this in the display? Because I can't have it open. It's like the cantina, basically. If you like it, if you prefer it over the Chima, go for it. If not, just hold on to the Chima. So you can always just exchange it with your friend, can't you? So you can take it apart, rebuild it, and then just swap it back. You don't have to do a full trade, surely. Well, depending on what it is that you guys and girls want to do, obviously. But no, this thing is massive as well. The Batmobile on this is huge. So, but no, I do like the inside of this, but you can't see it really, can you? So yeah, you can see just how big this thing is. Yeah, the minifigures are amazing. It comes with, and all of them are with the Joker Manor, safe and sooned at the moment. So I don't know if I could put this at the back of the table. I don't know. I actually don't know where I can put it. I might try and make it work, and if it doesn't work, I've tried to put this in so many different places. It just doesn't happen. I know. Yeah, it's got the vents to let the light in up at the top, but it's just it is a bit of a swine. It is a bit of a swine. But it's got to take the front of that door off. But no, if I can I can display it like that angle with the car on, maybe. So it's like a. I just don't know how many. Because have you seen the back of this thing? Look at the size of the back. The back. It's got all these moving bits. Look. So every single one of these, it does something. So you've got the bit at the back where you've got the bit for the flame for the car, and then you've got all of the other hidden bits and pieces on that bit, and it carries on as well. So then it spins round, and then you've got this bit. Well, actually, that bit does. Got a clue. No, this bit comes up. Look, so you can get the car. I should just stop touching my things. I'm too vicious with them. So yeah, this comes up and the car comes shooting out the backside of this if you require it to. There we go. Yeah, so that goes all the way up. Oh, it goes that way. Yeah, that's it. There you go. So it keeps it in place. And then the car should, in theory, fit in and back through. So yeah, the car comes out the back end and it goes back in the front. But yeah, I don't know if I can. No, I just don't know if I can angle it just like that. That might, as it is right now, this actually might fit by the loop coaster. It might go at the back where this coaster is, or I don't think, annoyingly, I can push the loop coaster far enough down that way to get the shadow box in front of it. So I don't know if it's going to be too dark putting it to the back, because this is going to be my Marvel DC-esque section. I've never been able to display this, and I think it looks better open than it does closed, because I would rather it open and have minifigures in front of it and actually use it as a shadow back cave. Shibo, how are we? Hopefully you are okay. Having crisis after crisis, Shibo, with regards to what can go where. Yeah, I don't know. Because the other place that I did have this in a place that you guys never saw it, which was in a double deep Kallax at the back, and then I had the modulars in a long line going towards it, which is something I could do again, and that could be my sort of theme park entrance type thing. But I've still got to fix the top of this. I'm just putting it off because I know I've got to take a bit off the top. So we are 3/4 of the way. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, it needs a bit of something, doesn't it? Where it does. I don't even know why that piece was there, because that's now completely in. So how did that? Either I built this completely wrong, or I'm just an absolute pleb. But there is one or two bits missing from the front of this curve. There's one bit there and another bit there, which I've got those in spare bits, so I can easily bring all them back up. This is obviously supposed to be on the inside. But that's it. That's that door completely put back together. I thought that was going to be a right swine, but I mean, it is huge. This thing, absolutely huge. I mean, Don't know what I can use as a comparison for it, to be quite honest. The Diners car. There you go. Looks lost in there, doesn't it? With regards to how big this front door is of the shadow box. Maybe that piece was never meant to be. Put up the spare bits. Right, so that's pretty much 99% done, minus the two front pieces at the two bits right at the very front, which are in a spare box somewhere. Where does this now live? That is the question to everybody. Where does this now live? I don't know. Do we think the T-Rex would fit beside the Death Star up on there if I swung the tail around? Would that look all right up there? Would that look stupid? I'm not too sure if I am DGR. I don't know if I am because it could fit in here depending on the size of it. I think it's off by just a couple of studs. Because obviously this is a bit that it could have gone in. So yeah, I don't know if I will, to be fair. I'm not 100% sure. But this is too big fully open. It is too big fully open. Yeah, that's what I was looking at, because this won't go. This doesn't fit there, obviously. I just put it up there out the way. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it will. It might. The thing is, everything is now in the way. Standard. It'll be close. Now, the roof doesn't angle enough. This is my problem in here 101. Nothing fits because of this pissing ceiling. So all of that, it would have fit in with the length. It would have been fine for the length, but that is such a steep drop. It just won't go in there. Balls. After I built the lighthouse, I had some extra pieces, normal. But after I accidentally broke it and rebuilt it again for the second time, I still had some extra pieces again. I could just take the board off and just start to chisel it, just get it straighter. I don't know what else I can put up in that gap because it's such a big space. It's like the botanical gardens or something would fit up there. But again, I want to try and I'm trying to make it like a theme park-esque type thing. Oh no, actually that'd be the new channel name, wouldn't it? I don't know if Apocalypseburg would fit up there because the Statue of Liberty handle is the higher part of the roof. So I could actually have the Statue of Liberty up there overlooking the actual city. But that is really far away and it would be a disaster. However, because I just can't be bothered to repair anything, I might just try it. Because if I can relocate the Statue of Liberty, that would free up a lot of base plates for future Marvel stuff, because the Apocalypseburg base is huge. but it overhang the bottom. I think I've had it up there before, but I just don't know, because the flames on the left-hand side coming over like that. It's doing this. So I just don't know what is what, to be honest. When I go to theme parks, I often like the carousels we have on here where I live, the ones that you're going up and down it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, there's some you can do some good, you can make some nice displays with lots of bits and pieces. Off by diorama. Oh yeah, to be fair, I'm off by everything. Let's be quite honest about life. It's not the go for extension. Can you imagine? You thing is, can you imagine that? I'll do a whole new series of man versus roof, and it would still get about 4 views. It would just be more. It would just be fun for all of us. Let's check the poll, see what that's going on to start with. Poll wise, we're 29, 14, 7, and 50. So that is not too bad. Right, I think I'm going to try it. So I just try and see if that Statue of Liberty would work in that top, the Apocalypseburg. I just don't know. It might be nowhere near. The problem is that I can't get much. I could do, yeah, I could bring it up, but it'd have to be. I just don't know what to put underneath that shelf, because, like I said, I'm starting to bring stuff forward. So Old Town set in stone, roller coaster's fine, all of that's fine. The Jurassic Park's going to be pulled out. That's going to be ice bits and pieces. Killian doesn't mind. So you haven't got a worse theme for a building experience, Killian? Yeah, there's plenty of, but I did have the don't forget the Venator was underneath there, because that thing's huge. So I had the Venator underneath there. Now that Venator's on the floor. Yeah, it's going to be Technic and Star Wars. They're both very unenjoyable to put together. It's if you put the pin in the wrong hole, I think that's I can't build it properly to save my life, can I? Right, I'm going to get the Apocalypseburg. Let's have a look at that, because it's just going to turn into one of those things. Well, Killian enjoys a 4+. To be fair, I'm at that 4+ level this evening. I think that's exactly me in a heartbeat. That's for sure. All right, I'm just grabbing it. Just grabbing it. Should be fun. Yeah, if it's not that, I don't know if the Jurassic Park gates would fit there. Yeah, it's got to be one or the other. I just don't. I can't tell the height of this. That's my issue. Here's a minute or two. I do not want to break my neck falling down the loft ladders, because you can't see where I'm hovering over at the moment. All right, so we have got one Apocalypseburg, which is coming just there. Is that going to fit in the gap? Is that going to fit in the gap? I don't know. Catch up with everything now. All right, so what are you lot talking about? Let's have a look. Putting things in the wrong hole is always a problem. Exactly. That's it. Exactly that. You can't go wrong. Putting it in the doodah, and put it in the wrong doodah, and then you can't get it back out again, and you have to push it out with one of these. It's not exactly ideal. Now I do believe. Can you see Harley Quinn? That is the Suicide Harley Quinn, which apparently is what everybody goes mental for in this. You've seen the back of this as well, by the way. So this thing is mental. It's a pretty cool thing, I think. Off by hole. Yeah. Any hole's a goal. Right. Yeah, so just don't know if it will fit by the Star of the Death. So I can see a disaster series coming on straight away of me trying to get all these big sets placed now. Well, yeah, it should really. It should be under because I've always wanted it. I've always wanted Joker Manor on top of it, but it doesn't fit really. I'll show you an idea that I have had. I'll show you it after. Actually, I can get this up here first. But again, I don't know with my angle too much, to be fair. It might not work. Nope. See? It's so deceiving. It's nowhere close. Even if it goes in like that. Nope, not a chance. It's that steepness in that roof is so vile. That's why I'm so limited to be able to put everywhere. And this is exactly why everything breaks, because I end up doing it about 5 or 6 times, and it just does not. It just does not want to go. And I've got the only place I can now put this is back where it was. So, yeah, this thing is massive. Well, it towers the shadow box, towers it. So, right, let you guys and girls carry on. Yeah, that's it. You guys carry on. I will put this back, and I might think of an idea for something. I wonder if it'll work. Could you potentially do a hybrid of what Killian said? And it's something that I've always wanted to do. And it might work in that far corner. But I've got to put this back first. To a point, anyway. Right, let's get that in place. So you can say goodbye to Apocalypseburg for now. Right, there we go. Right, so that's back. where it need, well, it's back where it's safe. I don't particularly want to damage these things on purpose. Yes, Jay, I can't fit something in the top of that shelf. It's having a right pain in the backside. Because, Jay, I can't reach. Because somebody wanted to turn all the tables around, didn't they? So I can't actually reach the corner, which is a bit of a swine. Oh, yeah, it's not fun. If that's the case, everything gets ripped out, and I just have to basically start again, which is absolutely fine. But I've got there's a thing that we could potentially do with this, because now this is put back together. If we had that like that, would this? But again, I think I might have a problem with the ceiling height. So if I have this open and not closed, so I could see the bat symbol in the middle, what happens with this going across the top? What that look like? Because the coaster has to stay where it is. So if this would fit beside the loop coaster with its legs open, I could have the Joker Manor high, which I've always wanted to do. And if it was high, then there's no way I could put the Statue of Liberty back in that back corner anyway, because you're not going to see it. So if it was, let me show you like this. That's what it's supposed to look like. That's what it's trying to look like. I don't even know where the lights are. There's lights somewhere. Probably down there. I've literally piled everything on top. But yeah, so that's what it looks like. So that bit will be open. And then you've got the Wayne Manor on top. So there's a potential. It's too big, Killian. It's too this shadow box is so ridiculously long. I mean, like, it is. It's there or thereabouts a meter long, easily. But I can't. But the thing is, I've got is that it can't go all the way to the back because it can't. It will hit the roof. So you can see how much it comes down. So I could potentially have this coming out the corner. So this would be further forward, so it wouldn't hit the roof. But as this stands right now, this is the same height as the eyeball. So if you've got the eyeball, this combination is the eyeball. On this wall, well, no, because I think these are really deceiving with regards to how big this is. So this thing, it is 22 inches in length, height, 22 inches. So it's 2 base plates tall. So it's 2 base plates tall, and it is 2.5 base plates long. The shadow box, you wouldn't get much out of doing that, to be fair, because you're only going to be able to raise it by about that much. So Jay's talking about 6 inch. yeah, I'll have to play when I just have to have a play and have a think. But it could potentially go in that back corner, potentially, because I can see everything, and it does. Well, don't forget, it's a theme park, is what I'm trying to do. So I'll try it. I'll see if it'll fit. It's going to be one or the other. It's going to be either a complete disaster or it will go in. But I don't know how much I've got to move because I don't know how much of it will fit and if it will even fit. Because it'll free if I can do this, it'll free up a load of space. If I can stack it, what on which what this one or the side? Because the roof's like that, so there's no I can't put. I mean, like the mountain fortress can't be pushed all the way to the edge because the top of the castle hits the ceiling. So it's all the big stuff has to be brought forward. And because there's so much tall sets, the side now it would I couldn't do that. It wouldn't fit. This again, Shiva. This is 29. It's 11 inches tall. It's just under a foot in height. That thing. So it's well, you put it into comparison. It's nearly an inch and a half taller than the. In fact, it is over an inch and a half. Nearly 2 inches taller than the police station. The bank. Sorry. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jed. Like this though, not as an open big L. Actually, have it just slightly open so it doesn't take up as much space. Put some base plates down and try and keep that on top because I can see right now everything on the inside of this. Hang on. I have literally in the last hour just ripped everything out, and that other there. All right, so I can see everything in here. So if I do this, that's what I can see. I can see everything on the inside of that. So you've got the car, you've got everything on the back, you've got all of those different bits and pieces. And then as you come up, you've then got that. So it would just be those two like that. But it would be coming out from the corner in the back. Because the problem is I think it's just too dark on camera, so I don't think you can see. Time to build everything. I could literally just drop everything. That's why I can't believe that fitted up there. I can't believe it went in there. I was so lucky that we had it. But yeah, the second you add a little bit of light to it, though, I think it looks very effective with a little bit of light. But it's too long as an L because it's what 5, 6 base plates. So I'm currently making some space to see if I can get it in that corner. Because if it can go in that corner and it fits with the ceiling height, then we're laughing. If it doesn't fit with the ceiling height, then I'm absolutely stuffed. So, because the only other place that it would be guaranteed to fit like that is directly behind me. Directly behind there, it would fit there. So it would go here as is, and then you would have the Joker Manor probably towards the bottom. So I could literally have it in the middle, and then I could bring DC over this way. The plan is to bring Marvel down and keep the Loop Coaster where it is. So it'd be Marvel DC close together as like the theme park bit. But for space and for me to actually see this, I have got very, very limited. So if you're looking for a big change, then put the shadow box open flush on the yellow wall and move Marvel DC City to that end of the table with the Avengers. Yeah. What I'm trying to do though is if I put the shadow box in, I'm losing that as an extra set. So that's why I'm trying to stack them, because as it stands now, I've not lost any space because I put the Joker Manor on top. It's going to have to be a big switcheroo, because I think the Marvel debut, it's going to have to come down to this bit. And I think it's going to have to leapfrog over. I don't think I've got a choice. If I want it to be something close, and then, but it would fit in the middle of that display directly behind me. And it's just where that display finishes and then DC starts. But I don't know. Yeah, but it would take up it takes up too much space as an L, and it takes up too much space as a length. Because the problem is the shadow box symbol would look amazing against the yellow, but then you can't really put too much in front of it because then you can't see the actual symbol. So it is the most awkward thing. It's just really awkward. It just really is very, very awkward. So I'm going to see if it'll go in this corner first. And if it doesn't go in the corner, then I haven't got a clue. I have not got a clue. It just depends on how much this shadow box sticks out compared to that on the ceiling, because I don't know if it actually fit for height anyway. Because the alley will have to move. Hello. This is bringing back Instagram memories, this is. I don't know if they're good memories or bad, but it's bringing memories back, that's for sure. I'm literally going to have to put this on my lap and move the shadow box first. Because this is a beast. Absolute beast of a thing. Come on. I actually don't know if that's going to work, to be fair, but we'll try it. Well, if the Avengers Tower went next to the 8080, you wouldn't see anything behind it because the flipping shelf's in the way, isn't it? You can play with it, but you would lose. That back table's three base plates big, that back table, and it fits, but I don't know if it works. I don't know if you can even see it. It's too big. The shadow box. Now the shadow box is there. It is far too big, I think. And I can't push the Joker mana back anymore. Could have a path in front of it and then carry on, but I don't know. I'm just losing my will to live with this ceiling height. This is what's starting to really get to me, because I can only put things in a certain place. If the Avengers Tower goes on the bottom, it will block some of the 80/80 off. But if I put, I've got to put the Doctor Strange, Daily Bugle, Avengers Tower, and all the other little bits and pieces, and all of that will just block the shadow box off if the shadow box is against the back wall. And I'm trying to save space because that is only on what we've got 32 with an 8 stud pathway. So that is 3, 6. What's it? That's it's like 12 base plate space. So that, I mean, the gap behind me is huge. I do, yes. I think it's extremely important. I think the theme itself is extremely important. I think it's lost on a lot of people, but no, Fabuland itself is a strong theme. Yeah, to be fair, it has always been just one of those sets that I cannot do anything with at all, and it's very, very, very annoying. Oh, it's just annoying. But that's probably taking up 7 base plates of space, probably just like that, with regards to, because of just how big it actually is. I could try and angle it round a little bit more. I don't know, but there. Yeah, that's that. So yeah, it's not idea. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff everywhere, Killian, to be fair. There's a lot of stuff in a lot of different places. But this is the problem I have, because if I can't put the shadow box somewhere, it will just get put back on the floor and it gets damaged again. And it doesn't fit on that shelf. It's like, I don't know what will fit on that shelf, and that's a huge space. I mean, like, the botanical gardens could well fit up there, but I don't actually know if that's too small. I don't know if the Jurassic Park gates would fit up on that way. But yeah, but don't forget also, the problem you've got is the shafting long length of the car in the middle of it as well, haven't you? So even if it's flush against the back wall, you've got at least, it's got to be close to a base plate of length sticking out. So you would either just cover the whole symbol, because that's the symbol will be completely covered, which is fine. To be fair, I don't want the door on it. If it was just the actual back with the car, it would be okay. Yes, there is potential something like that would fit next to it. I could actually get maybe 1 or 2 modulars there, but it'd have to be from what I've already got, which you could have a modular over the top of the Marvel bit, which would be fine. Because if we're going to bring the towers and stuff over into that corner, then you would get them on there. But again, they have to be specific sizes because of how the ceiling drops. I've got too many angles, because even it doesn't even look like it, but not only does the roof curve down, the green bit of timber kicks in the other way. So you've got the slant of the roof one way and the timber goes against it. So you lose so much more space that way. I could probably get, I'll get 2 of them up there, I would say. I could get 2. I need ideas because I'll start messing around with either now or tomorrow. So, because the Avengers Town and Daily Bugle will be a great backdrop behind me, obviously. It's not long enough, Jay. I don't think. And the sail barges, because don't forget the sail barge is down here because it's down here for the potential Star Wars esque display. So, the sail barge I don't think would fit there. I think the sail barge is too long. It's not quite 3. What can I put in that space and then work our way forward? So I don't even think the Destiny's Bounty would fit there. The Haunted House definitely won't fit there. I don't think the Joker Manor would fit there. Do you think the Joker Manor would fit there or not? The Joker Manor is not as long. I don't know. I do quite like the fact that there's a load of. Can you see all the different coloured lighting coming through the Joker Manor? You've got the blue, green, pink, dark green, yellow, light pink, and blue all through those windows. Possibly. I would have to lose the Hoth display on the other side of the Death Star because there is actually a display there already, but you can't see it. But it is down and it has been tiled. But there's a, to be fair, it's a possibility that both of them might fit side by side. I could potentially fit both of them there. In fact, they should both fit there. But then will it look odd next to the Death Star or will it look all right? Ultrabricks loves this Bowser. Hang on. Do me on the next live stream, do you want me to put the arms on this Bowser for you, Ultrabricks? Too deep. I have crawled underneath this table tonight more times than I was expecting to crawl underneath this table. He's complete. I just haven't finished him yet. Just move. Just sell it, Killian, to be honest. Just sell a lot of it. That's what I need to do. What does that look like there? I am almost 100% sure that's about to roll off the shelf. Yeah, I don't know. Well, Bowser's got his actual stand, hasn't he? But now I don't know if that looks too small because he should be all right, surely. I know once he's got his arms on. I mean, that Bowser's not exactly a small thing, is it? Yeah. To be fair, Killian, it's at that point at the moment where I'm like, I might just bin a lot of it off. But like I said, I was tempted to sell those sets behind me. So it's just a shame that the big T-Rex didn't fit there. Because that would look really nice up there. Oh yeah. There you go. Bit of light on the situation. Yeah, it's just what goes in front of it, and then what do I pull out? Because I think the other option is I don't know if the Jurassic Park gates will fit there. That's the thing. I don't know. John says get rid of the slice. Not a bad idea, John, to be fair. Not a bad idea. Get it gone, take it apart. I want to use it as a Christmas display though, so Star Wars is slowly catching Technic. I don't think it can because of the ceiling height. I think. I don't think it will. I think it will hit. I think it will hit the top. So I don't think it will work. To try. The problem is with this is this side for me is on the wrong bit because if I could spin it, so the front of it was on the left hand side, the bottom bit would go underneath the shelf, and it would be a wall, and the loops would actually be underneath Mario Kart, and it would work. But I can't put it in the other way, obviously, because well, it won't fit on that bit of table, and if I just put it against the shelf, it would eat up. You would lose maybe 3 bases space behind it. So I want stuff to have breathing space, but at the same time, I don't know. But because the shadow box can go down out the way now, where the Mario stuff was, so I can swap them over. So the actual shadow box can live just there for now. Oh, fair enough. Deconstructed 34 sets. Worth some money then, John. You can sell them off, and that'll fund your hobby for the next couple of years, which is always a good thing. So you don't have to worry about spending extra money on it, do you? And again, you can obviously just put them back together as and when required, can't you? So I've got a couple of the Super Mario karts. I can't put a go-kart track. It's just annoying. I've got space where the roof's lower. That's my issue. And I've got too many tall things. Well, I haven't got too many tall things. I just want the tall stuff at the back, and I can't put it at the back. So you've got to flip it all the way around and do it the complete opposite way. But the shadow box goes, that can go back down. That I need a home, because the T-Rex, we were saying at the start of the stream, was going to go somewhere around here. We don't want... Everybody's saying we can't put the T-Rex on the floor, James. It looks too good. So that's another thing. Well, I've got probably 3 tables of empty space, but I can't put, like, the loop coaster can only go in a handful of places maximum. It goes that side of the room in the middle, this side in front of the Death Star, or it goes where it is. So I'm stuck with that. It's the same thing with the red roller coaster as well. It can't go in too many places. But the table to my right, there's nothing on it. The Kallax at the top, there's nothing on it. But I can't put the bigger stuff on there. So yeah, it's just an awkward problem. That's all it is. But I would like the Mario stuff to blend. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they can't really put the roller coaster. They could put the Harry Potter roller coaster track underneath there, and it's holding up the roof. But I don't think that would look very good either. I'm going to pick up that shadow box and move it over there to make sure it fits, and then at least that's in a home and it's close to the Batman artwork and it'll be on show. So that's all right. So because that bit is there's nothing there. So you guys can annoy each other. I will break my neck crawling underneath the table again. No, because the loop coaster can't fit because of the ceiling height. I can't do a straight swap. I can't put the loop coaster where the red one is. So the loop coaster to go in Ninjago would have to go at the back left, and it would have to. No, I don't even think it would fit. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't fit. I'd have to split the city up for that to fit. So no, because the flags of the red coaster are touching. That is the problem. So the flags of that red coaster they're touching the very, very tip of that ceiling, which is not ideal. Yeah, we don't want it, John. Get it gone. Get it gone. You know, the Ninjago stuff's the tallest stuff. The Ninjago stuff would never fit underneath this shelf. That's why the Ninjago stuff has to go that way, because it's so big. Like the Ninjago Gardens isn't far off the Avengers Tower height, I don't think. So that's another problem. Like if I wanted like the city underneath the shelf, I could get some underneath the shelf, but the actual Ninjago city in the gardens is just too tall. So again, that's another right swine. They're all different heights, and it's long as well, because I'm already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 base plates for the length of the Ninjago. So it's a long line of stuff, isn't it? That's the thing. All right, shadow box is in, safe and safe. That is good. And to be fair, they can actually put the Mario stuff back in front of the shadow box if the Mario stuff doesn't work there. So that's not too bad. What, for Ninjago? No. So, like, that is 27 inches if you're lucky. And the Ninjago is, it's so tall, Killian. It's so deceiving. So deceiving. So, look. So basically, Ninjago has to stay where it is because of this. This is a monster. Let's say on the box. Don't make me go and measure it. There you go, look. It's 29 inches tall. It's 3 base plates tall. And honestly, it's madness, Killian. Madness. 3 base plates tall. But it doesn't look like it is because it's in the right place. So it's got a lot of breathing room, so it's fine. But no, it's nuts. I mean, you know how you stack 3 base plates on top of each other. The height of the shelf. 18.5 inches. I've got 18.5 inches of height, and Ninjago is 30. So yeah, it'll be. I mean, if you think like it would be past the shuttle, the Ninjago set, if not a little bit higher. Gallons is 29 to tip top. It is indeed, and it's not getting underneath that shelf because that is 18. Did I say 18 at a push? So no is the answer to that one. Yeah, 18.5 at a push. The only thing I can do is do what I did a long time ago and have the I don't even know that would work. I don't know because I could have the two bigger ones in front of the shelf, and if I've got enough space, get two behind it and go across. But I don't think I can do that now because of the new one. Because how tall is the market? But the thing is, all we would be doing is swapping it like for like. So it's just you'd be putting the I guess you lot are thinking of putting the Marvel DC stuff where the Ninjago is and putting the Ninjago stuff behind me. But you just as best off putting the Marvel stuff there because it's on a 32 by 32 base plate. Two base plates, they're massive. So even this isn't the smallest of things. We've got the height in this one. No. That's 19, look. That just the shorter one that looks shorter is 19. I think so. Yeah. I think so. Because you could have the Daily Bugle and the Avengers Tower as is where the haunted house is, maybe. Maybe. I could do more with 32 by 32 base plates than with because the Ninjago stuff is obviously just big and don't forget the Ninjago is wrapping all the way around. I'm going to be extending the Ninjago to an ice section and I'm extending it this way as well. So it would be then if I was to move the Ninjago, I'd have to move all of the medieval stuff and some of the Marvel stuff anyway. She said, I picked up 2 new tables recently, organised the space nicely, planned everything for all the sets I haven't built yet, and the sets will be delivered soon. I was so happy. Then I remembered the turf. Got to be honest, Jay, I don't even know if this fits underneath it. No, it doesn't. This thing's 20 inches tall. So it doesn't fit underneath the shelf. No, it's just they're all huge, all huge. I might be able to tip it underneath, and have a DC back wall maybe. But the shadow box is safe at the moment, look, so we don't have to worry about the shadow box getting damaged because the shadow box, as it stands, is there at the back. So it's tucked away. So I could actually extend the Winter Village in front of it, and it could just be hidden. The shadow box will fit underneath there. Because the shadow box shut could go in the corner and you could see the actual bat symbol through the 8080's legs if need be. And then you could work your way around and just have it as like a proper 3 base plate deep city. And then, because I mean, I've got, look at the space that I've got here now. It's madness. Because I at the moment, I've got 1, 2, 3, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 8, 9. I've got 10 base plates of space to my left-hand side, plus a top of a Kallax table, plus a full table to the right-hand side. So space is okay. It's just you have to get the right things in the right order first. I haven't got a clue what it is, Shibo. I haven't got a clue. So I know some of you Lord of the Rings fans are absolutely buzzing for it, but I haven't no idea what the turf is. Looks like Technic's taken 50% of the votes. Star Wars is at 31%. So I suppose the question is that do you want something in? because the AT-AT's head is just about the right height, isn't it? So really, for you lot to see the Death Star, and for me to see the Death Star, don't really want anything higher than that white shelf. So the Daily Bugle and the Avengers Tower will have to go behind the loop coaster, because there is, you can see it. So the Avengers Tower would be where the haunted house is now, and the Daily Bugle would kick in. Then there's potential, because this is so long as well. This is, like I said, 2 and a bit base plates. Pokemon set with it. Well, yeah, there's a lot of space. There's a lot of space there, because I could, if I wanted to, take Potter and not out as in like permanently. I could just have, I could see Potter if I put it there, and I could have 2 alleyways for Potter going to the shadow box, just so it's a thing for now until I can actually figure out what to do with it. Or there is an opportunity. If we did Marvel on this back bit here, I could actually have the alleyway going as a proper alleyway, because it would fit there, because I've done it before, and then build the rest of the city around it, and the alleyway's just hidden in it. So it literally, from the AT-AT onwards, is the completely different display. So I would put like some of the modulars against the back wall underneath, so you could see it through the AT-AT's legs. So that would start to free that up. All those bits and pieces would fit there. There's a huge amount of space behind me. I would more than likely, if I put everything in properly, I would probably have 3.5, close to 4 tables of actual empty space. It's just ceiling height. But I've got no harm in moving all of those. But then, of course, if I do that, the Apocalypseburg would need to have a serious thought. Oh yeah, I've got loads of space, Killian. It's just the ceiling height. That's it. Jay, because Jay's been in my room, and I sound like an absolute prick when I say it, but you have to get 1 or 2 sets in the right place. Jay's seen it for himself, because it is a ball ache. Because all of a sudden you're like, oh, that won't fit there, that won't fit there, that won't, and you're like, oh, here we go. So you've just got to place them differently. But the other thing that's a bit of a pain in the ass, look, is this steps. So this bit steps up. So where the Avengers Tower is, the Avengers Tower won't fit where the haunted house is. So potentially I would have to have the Avengers Tower off the back of this on the actual base plate, and then have the Marvel stuff going back that way, which would be fine. I could do that. So you might then block Bowser off straight away. Jay says Joker Manor in the middle with the towers either side. Then you'll still see the Death Star. So that is doable. And then you would put something else underneath. It's just how to have it the other side of the Death Star, the AT-AT might have to move, because the AT-AT will block the Daily Bugle. So the DC bit in the middle would be fine in the middle of the wall. We are going to, by the way, this is what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm going to do this tomorrow and probably continue it on the live stream just like this tomorrow evening. But I guess before we finish, do I have to get the Avengers Tower placed so you can see where it can go? Because it will have to come far forward. And I don't know if it will block. I don't know if it will block the Death Star. No, not just yet, Ultra Bricks. We'll be on for a little bit longer. Not too much longer. We'll be on for a little bit longer. We'll have to try it because again, the Avengers Tower, where it is, has breathing space for the top of the ceiling, but we are losing that with that step. Oh yeah, the modulars. Well, the modulars, I was thinking of putting it through the AT-AT's legs. So those spare modulars I've got would go through the against the back wall in that corner. That's where that could potentially go. But we'll have to work the AT. We literally have to go from left to right, and we have to get the two big ones in first, and figure it out from there. Right, let's do it then, shall we? Let's make some space for. Let's make some space for the Avengers Tower, and we'll put the Avengers Tower in and just see where it can go. Because I don't have to move. I don't have to move the Stranger Things at the moment, and I don't have to move the Haunted House at the moment because the Avengers Tower can't go that far back. So I don't have to move too much. Well, I can't, Jay, because I've got I can't move the AT-AT because I've built the Shire, the train track, and all the other little bits and pieces around it. So if I have to move the AT-AT, I have to start peeling all this display back as well. So it's literally a case of just throw it all down the loft ladders and then bring one bit up at a time, and then it gets put back in. At sort of at this rate, I can angle the AT-AT round a little bit more, but there's no way the Daily Bugle's going to fit behind that AT-AT. It won't work. So it will have to go behind the coaster. So both of the big Marvel sets will have to go on this side behind the coaster if you don't want it in front of the Death Star. But I'll move the Death Star and we'll see. Yeah, fine. I think I've just found another support for that loop coaster. That looked quite important. That looked quite important. Right, that is this. I get carried like a pizza, and you go out the way for now. Okay, right. Running out of space. T-Rex. Again, we're talking about the T-Rex before, because if there's another dinosaur coming, we want that on show, really, don't we? Which would be good. Right, what are we going to do with the Tower of Avengers? I will grab it. Let's grab it. Let's grab it. Let's grab it. Let's grab it. Right, let's see if Avengers Tower will be. Well, we were going to put the Jurassic Park underneath the floor, Jay, but apparently the T-Rex is too good looking and it needs to be on show. So that is why we are doing sort of what we're doing. Right, that's the front, isn't it? Should be fun. Like a pizza. Right, so that's it in the middle. That's how tall it is. So now you can see it, just so you know what I mean with regards to how big these things are. That is now on that in the middle. So you've seen how big that Death Star is. Now you can see in comparison just how big that Avengers Tower is. I know Jay's got the Avengers Tower as well. So it is a big set. And it is striking as well. It does look very, very good. So we've got to now work out how far over that way we can go and just see if it'll fit. I'll just take these base plates out of the way. And I think what I'd do, rather than doing like a repair for the next couple of live streams, is literally do this. So if you want to be involved, we'll do an old school Instagram week where we kind of design and develop different bits. Right, that's stage number 1. So obviously, oh well, that is actually an episode, Shibo. Funny enough, it's a series 2. That is a thing that they do. So it can go back. I'm not in. If I go back one more base plate, I'm in line where it was on the previous table. So. But of course, I've clipped all these base plates together, haven't I? Okay. Right. That's where that can go, and I bet you can't see it. See? So to get it out the way, you can't. I can. Sounds Lord it. So yeah. So I don't know if I can go back one more base plate. It'll be where the haunted house is, but it won't because it's going to hit. It's going to hit the roof. So I can't go back any further than that. So I have to bring it forward, obviously, and then build the other stuff around it. But then we're going to have the same problem with the Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle is not as tall, so the Daily Bugle might actually go where the haunted house is and have it facing forward. But we'll try. We'll do that because obviously I've got to pull all of the other bits and pieces out and start in reverse. So if Apocalypse Berg goes in first, all of this stuff that we're testing for height now will obviously have to be pulled out. So, and I've got space on this table. I've got space around to do that, and then yeah, we've got options really for other bits and bobs. So, but that doesn't work there, does it? No, I don't even. There's no way. There's no matter how I can angle that. You're just not going to see it. Yeah, bugle is shorter. It's going to have. They're going to have to go on the same side though, because it's just otherwise it's going to take up. The display will be even bigger than what it was on these tables. I think with the amount of base plates that are available on the back, because with three base plates deep. So I still think we could get Harry Potter as a full length off the yellow wall, and I think that would look nice. Then try and put the other base plates around it, but it's just getting that big one placed. That's as far back as it will go. But I mean, you just can't see it. Because you would see the Statue of Liberty because you can see the tree. So it's either I just keep the Avengers Tower hidden and then I know it's there, or I try and show it off. Because if I try and show it off, I could just put a modular behind it. So I can see the modular, but you guys can't. So if I brought this thing forward by 32 base, if I brought this forward by 32 studs, it would be to there. That's where that would go. That's 32 studs. That's 32 studs forward. And then I could then run off a display that way behind the loop coaster. But it just depends where we want to start the tower from. It depends if you want to see it or not. So I don't know. It can stay there for now. Can I push this in? So you can see the problem now that you can't see your Bowser. So now the Bowser's obviously completely gone as well. So yeah, like I say, it's just getting. Yeah. Not too sure that's going to make much of a difference, to be honest, Jay, but I can try it. That'll be one of the last things we can try. And then we'll just have to play the game tomorrow. So I brought it forward there and put that back all the way to the back, like so. It's just going to keep blocking it, isn't it? It's just going to be, that doesn't look too bad, but I have to line it up with the other 32 base plates. So that would be exactly where a base plate would be. So it'd be like that. I could try and push the loop coaster further back that way. But yeah, it's just, if we're going to do this sort of thing, we're going to have to have a bit of a think, because that would, we've got wiggle room for that. So I can bring it down a little bit more, and then I've got But then I need to obviously have something as a space for behind it. So Ultra Brick says get the loop coaster out of shot completely. I wouldn't even know where to put it. I don't know. I don't know where I can put it though. That's the thing. The only thing I could be, the only place it might fit was where the Daily Bugle and the Avengers Tower was. I'd have to do a complete swap. And then that coaster could be incorporated with a completely different display altogether. Because ideally, I want that coaster on the table to my left. But again, it's not going to fit with the ceiling height. Because I would like red coaster, Old Town, blue coaster. But it won't fit. But as it stands, if that was spun around the other way, that was spun around the other way where the Daily Bugle and Avengers Tower was. So it's over. So if it was there, for example, but there is an option of moving the coaster completely, and it goes. Ooh, hang on, I've got to be careful. I don't want to damage this T-Rex. There we go. So it goes where the Daily Bugle is. Because you've got the base plate at the front, you've got the Daily Bugle, so it could fit there. And then because it's so open, you'll be able to see all the way. You'll be able to see all the way through. Well, we've got two big roller coasters, Joker Manor roller coaster, don't forget. So the Joker Manor roller coaster would be directly behind me. So yeah, we can pull it out and put it back. We could start by putting the Joker Manor in to see if it looks theme parky enough. But I've got to see if I can get the Joker Manor in. That's what I do first. Obviously, this is everything I'm doing now. All of this will have to come back out, but I might as well just have a quick tinker, and at least that way we've got ideas and we can just crack on with it tomorrow for a few hours, I think. But this is the problem I've got, because I've got this streaming table up. I can't just easily walk and put the sets where there's space. So my gardens will have to move. So you're solely to blame for this, Jake, the gardens, because that was a lovely spot for that. So potentially I could have, if we're moving it, I could have loop coast and the garden side by side. So there's potential, but let's see if this will go in first. And if we're going to go for like a Marvel DC backdrop, and we'll just see if I can get this in and under first. Because this is the one that you're going to want on show rather than the shadow box, isn't it? The shadow box will just go beside it if you want the shadow boxes a long length. It's going to be so tight. Sweet. Oh, there you go. Oh, that was going to fit as well. Stupid tab thing. She just knocked the top off. Hang on. Right. Oh. It's tight, but it does go. It's tight. Which way do you want the L shape going though? Where the haunted house is? Because I can't do that until tomorrow because you've got the haunted house behind it. You've got another from the Avengers Tower. There's at least 2.5 base plates of length the other way. Yes, that's something that I haven't added to my resume yet, to be honest with you, Killian. So I haven't dropped mine as of yet. But that's where that would go. So if you want it where the brick bank is, that would mean moving the Ghostbuster Firehouse, the Harry Potter thing, Lord of the Rings eyeball. So there's no way that can be done today. There's no way. So because I have to get the other stuff in and I've got to pull the other stuff out. So the Daily Bugle has to go in next because then I can push the stuff down and use that space for the Daily Bugle. If I'm just going to leave an odd 32 stud gap for something, these aren't 32 stud base plates. So it's not a grid system in this. So just try the Bugle in front of the Bowser. What move the I think it's deceiving actually because the Bowser's angled, but the back of okay. Yeah, all right. I'll try it that way, but I'm gonna lose too much space that way. I think I'll grab it, but I think it's deceiving of what you've actually got on camera because I have got at the moment beside the Avengers Tower we have got the A-frame cabin trees and we've got the upside down house that's over there as well. So the upside down house is in that corner, which you just can't see it. So that's how far forward the Avengers Tower is from hitting the roof. But we'll have a quick look. All right, one Avengers Tower on the way. That's what that looks like. So currently behind the Avengers Tower and the Daily Bugle, we have got the upside down house of 6 black base plates, the haunted house, and then there's 2 green base plates with the A-frame cabin on. So we either now just go that way and create the city. But it's just what we're putting, because now what we've done, we have made a wall in front of all of the modulars now, though. So we just have to figure out what's going to go in that corner beside the Joker Manor. If I can get the shadow box across that back wall and move the Joker Manor over this way, then it might. But we are going to have to obviously pull out the haunted house and the upside down house. So that leads to the next question: is where are they going? So that's another problem for a different day, I know, but I don't know if we could just hide because we could go off. The Doctor Strange could go facing forwards. Yeah, because I'm going to have to pull it all out to start again anyway. It won't fit, Jay. That's not going to fit because I've moved the Joker Manor underneath the shelf and it's like that deep. So the Daily Bugle is now in the way of me bringing it forward. So the Joker Manor is now stuck. We pinned it in because the track is behind the Daily Bugle. So there's no modular. I haven't got any modular stuff. I've got the Doctor Strange and the diner, but they're going to have to go that way because you've got you can see you've got a huge haunted house and all the space behind. So we're going to have to create an L shape of modulars around the Daily Bugle and the Avengers Tower. Because if you want the shadow box and the Joker Manor against that back wall, the space is gone. It's already disappeared. So those two are fine, but where that gap is, I just have to put something in that gap because I've got the Stranger Things there. So that has to come out to be replaced with something. But I also need to find where that space is going to go. Statue of Liberty, well, we know the Statue of Liberty will fit in that back corner, but I've literally got 3 base plates as an L. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3. At the moment, there's 4 base plates, 2 deep by 2, behind the Avengers Tower and behind the Daily Bugle. So we've got space for some more stuff there. Don't think the shadow box is going to fit there, though. I don't think we've got enough space for that. So we could tuck in the police station and the bank, and that could just be hidden as part of just coming off from the Joker Manor. And then something, the Doctor Strange is facing forward behind the Avengers Tower, maybe. But we could have a 32 by 32 base plate of space in front of the Daily Bugle. But I have to spread them out because I was in the process, wasn't I, putting a 6 or an 8 stud path all the way through. And as it stands, I've got those 2 base plates touching, which is fine because they can walk off and then go off, and then they can get behind. But we've also got to think of the Arkham, and if I get the X-Men Mansion. And that can't be a future problem. That has to be a now problem. And I've just got to put some blank base plates down for it. I've got one 32 base plate in front of that Daily Bugle. That's it, and it's not even a full base plate either. There'll be a bit of an overhang, but one 32 base plate, and that is down. That is literally flush. So I've got a 32 base plate flush with the Avengers Tower. So it's not quite 3 base plates. It's not quite 3 base plates deep. So yeah, there's one full 32 by 32 base plate of space that is there. And at the moment, obviously, you can see both front doors and stuff. So that's a thing. But I do need to think of what is going through the gap of the Daily Bugle and the Avengers Tower. And then all of this is going to have to be rehomed, because that is not going to fit. That's not going to fit there. It does look smart though. I can move the coaster down. So I could put it where the bank is, and I could put the eyeball further down. So that's not a problem. So I can start to spread that out, and it will give us all of this space in front, because potentially you could just drop the city in front here, and then just have all the modulars as a long length. That's it, just one long length. So I could put all of them down if need be, starting with the bank in this corner, and then a full long straight line, and then just make a diorama up on this 32 by 32 base plate here, and then figure out what's going to go as the sort of four base plates as an L shape behind the Avengers Tower. Because there is, I can't know where to put it. There is potential that I've got that. It's that tight. If you notice, I've curved the T-Rex tail through the loop. If this went, if I can get this back on this table without dropping this. No, too tall, Jay. I think we've tried it before. I don't think it. Well, I don't know. I can try it. It'll be tight. If it went past the ha that way, if you're thinking of going that way, yes. But it could also be facing forward potentially, because it could go where the haunted house is. The height is, but there's enough. Start again. There is enough depth behind the Avengers Tower for it to be facing forward. It'll be really close with the height, I think. But hang on, because where we've got. Oh, don't you start biting me. You can go further back. Thank you very much. Thank you. This, for example, can just sit just there. And that gives you height levels and everything else. I know the T-Rex head's in the way, which isn't exactly a bloody deal, but there. So that's the bank. That's the size difference between the two. And I could just run a full set of modulars across the back. Arkham, to be fair, could be hidden exactly where Strange Things is potentially. And it could be hidden behind the Doctor Strange, maybe. And you would just see through that gap. But now I could put the Ghostbuster Firehouse here or beside the bank, and then just keep going. I could really have the Ghostbuster Firehouse side on rather than facing forward, and then just have a path to the front door, which wouldn't hurt. Which would I think that would look nice, because then I would then put another modular behind the Ghostbuster Firehouse, and it's got a wall of stuff, and then up one where the haunted house is. That would be Arkham. Sorry, that would be Doctor Strange. Where the Stranger Things is, that could easily, well, yeah, to be fair, I could actually have Arkham with a lot of space, and then just have all of the DC characters just there, because it's such a good set. So that would fit in that corner absolutely fine. So absolutely fine. We have got. So that's it. Look. So it's a big gap, and don't forget you're looking at the corner of the wall. So that corner of the wall is 2 base plates across, because you've got the Avengers Tower, then you've got the haunted house across, and then you're going back. So it's 2 across, and it almost 2 deep. So there's 4 base plates in this gap, because if this got brought over ever so slightly, there would be 4 base plates. I don't know if you could see that, because I can't look through the back of the laptop screen. So, yeah, there's potential. There is potential. And then, yeah, just have to rip the Stranger Things set out, and then have to find new homes for them all, which pass. Because the problems we're going to start having is then what do we do with the Harry Potter and all that kind of thing? Then, because it's just going to have a chain reaction now, which is fine. But I could just have a row of modulars, and I think I'd like to have the Ghostbuster Firehouse next, because I'd like to see the front of the Ghostbuster Firehouse. Arkham in the corner. I would, to save a bit of space, I could bring the Joker Manor over that way ever so slightly, just so it's Arkham itself doesn't take up 4 base plates. Is it 4? Or is it going to be on 3? Because you've got the trees. I could leave, to be fair, actually, I could leave the A-frame cabin trees where they are, because you can see the trees from there. If I left the A-frame cabin trees where they are, I had Arkham behind it, and kept it on dark black base plates, that would look pretty freaky. And then I could box it in with a modular directly behind the Avengers Tower facing this way, and have something underneath it. And then would start to get an understanding of what all of those would look like then. Because from there, the loop coaster can come over another base plate or 2 base plates, to be honest. There'd be breathing space for all of that kind of stuff. I would then put the haunted house close to the eyeball with all the lava, with the skulls for Ninjago. So I would probably go eyeball where the Daily Bugle was, and have that all as, and then have this over. I think. But to be fair, Stranger Things at the moment, it's not hurting it being there, so it could just stay there rather than it getting damaged. So it could just stay there, and I could just literally swap it. I could literally swap it with Arkham. Yeah, well, that's it. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Leave the trees there. Leave all the trees that I had on the black base plates on there, and just dump Arkham in the corner. And it's very much a case of you just have to look for that display in the corner, which I think would work. Right, we'll carry on with this tomorrow. We'll carry on with this tomorrow. We'll keep things, just keep your eyes peeled for the next live stream. We'll just do the same thing tomorrow evening. Either tomorrow or Thursday is when we'll do it. Because what I want to do is I want to get the haunted house out. I want to get all of the modulars in a line. So I want to pull the Ghostbuster Firehouse out, leave a space for people to walk into, and then have a car gap, maybe 16 studs of breathing space before we go into the next display over on this side. Because then we're going to have to start thinking, really, where is this going to go? Because if I do a full length of modulars, this could be stepped over in a slightly different place. This is huge. But no, that back corner is fine. So that's all right. It's just we've still got a lot more questions and answers because of what I actually put in front of the Joker Manor. That could be all of the play type stuff, like the smaller stuff. So yeah, that's what you're looking at. So yeah, got to get the Apocalypse Berg in tomorrow. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of moving tomorrow, so we'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do it for an hour or so tomorrow. And then we'll just carry on. We'll just see who's about and we'll just mix and match things up. Right, guys, I'll let you say goodbye to each other. I will end this now. Obviously, the thumbnail, everybody just thinks I'm building something, don't they? So that is the poll done. 18 votes in. That's that done. So we might as well just do this for the next day, a couple of live streams just to get it all back together. And then we're ready for more Ninjago stuff then. Thank you for everybody's help. Any ideas you can think of before the next live stream, send me a DM. But I'm thinking something has to go behind the Avengers Tower. So I need to you need to think of what 32 by 32 base plate would be good. I have got, obviously I've got to get all the other bits out. So yeah, there's still quite a lot. There's still quite a lot to pull out, and then we'll just see what it is. So we'll see. We'll see. Because we've got because we can just put, we'll just put more Star Wars underneath that. That's all the city. So the city's just in that corner. Row of modulars. I don't know if I've got anything else that's tall, like the haunted house, that could go where it is. Because we don't know the next height of the next big tower, do we? Because I could just leave, because you can't see it at the moment because the head's in the way. I could literally just leave 32 stud gap space and put the crane and things there, just so I don't put anything else there in case something else bigger comes this year. But I don't think there is anything due, is there, with regards to that kind of thing? So maybe the Doctor Strange would be best to put there. Doctor Strange by itself, facing forwards, Arkham just behind it. Job's a good one. All right, guys, thank you very much indeed. Send us some DMs if you think of anything. Don't feel free. Don't be shy to let me know your ideas. This is literally what I used to do on Instagram every weekend until the display looked tidy. And then I did the disaster series of filming all the paths and everything going down. So plenty of work for me to do. And yeah, let us know what you think. Take care, everybody. Bye.